Hello there, and it's me again, Motions Biz, and thank you so much for coming to the channel again and tuning in because today I have quite a different video to share with you, and this will be more interactive just for the fact that it is something about a topic that affects us all, and there is no going around it, there is no going over it. We will go through it, and I think you already know what that is, and that is regarding our own economy these days, and that is inflation. And just to be clear, I am not an economist, I'm not a financial guru, but I'm just a common folk that every day uses gas to fill up her car to go to work. And I go to the grocery to buy stuff, and it is very noticeable. And I am sure that you have also noticed that prices have just gone crazy. Now, this video is more about a heart-to-heart talk with you guys because I know you are also going through the same process, and I just want to hear about what is going on with you as well as far as our economy goes and how it has affected you, because it has definitely affected me and I am aware of that. So if it is happening to me, I am sure that it is also happening to a lot of you there. Just a feel of how my community feels about the current economy and how it has affected them, especially the business owners. Now, the other day, I filled up gas, and guess what? For a full tank, not even a full tank, I paid close to $80 for my gas. And that has not happened ever before for me because my full tank would be about $47 in the last few years. And I am sure that if you are in a state that have gas that is more expensive, I'm sure it is more. I'm in Florida, so that is the going rate for our gas at this time. And I know a lot of us Floridians are complaining that gas is sky high, but I am aware also of other states that your gas over there is way higher. In Florida right now, we are shocked that per gallon of gas is already $4.49. Now, if you are one of those who are very savvy with the news on what's going on with the financial world, especially if you are an investor in the stock market, you have a lot of these investments going on, you know a lot about what is going on. But for us common folk, we just know that grocery prices are going higher, and there is a lot more. Everything it has just gone up. If you watch a lot of the news and what is going on at the same time, the price of diesel is going up. And that will be a concern because you will also notice that there are a lot of people out there making you aware of what are the possibilities in the following weeks. Okay, that there will be shortages of commodities, of even common supplies. And I don't want to get everybody in a panic. I don't want to be that person. I am just sharing my experiences and what I hear from the grapevine and the news. And I think it is just important for us to be aware and not be in denial about the fact that we are facing a crisis in our economy and what we can do to just be prepared for that and not panic, but just to kind of look at things in a positive way because we cannot change it. There's no way we can change that. However, there are ways that we can just kind of take care of ourselves. And that's what I want to do is to find to get ideas from you guys on what you do to help yourself and what you plan to do in the next few weeks. Now, for our business owners out there are many of you who are lucky enough to have a business that no matter what happens to the economy, you will be needed, you will be essential, and you will be profitable during these times of inflation and whatever is going on in the world. And I want to acknowledge our community members in the trucking industry. Hello there. You are heroes in your own right, okay? Because you move goods from places where the supply is coming from and getting it to us consumers. So I acknowledge you and I applaud you, and I want to thank you very much for keeping on doing what you're doing because you are very essential to the economy. And another very important sector of our population is our dear farmers. It is no secret that you guys keep this economy going and you keep feeding America. And for that, we appreciate you very much. And just from a very layman's point of view, like me, I'm a common consumer. When those commodities do not hit our grocery stores, there is a concern, there is panic, because as you experienced in the past, there were times when those shelves are empty. When they are empty, it raises additional things. Sometimes that leads us to even more in a deeper pit, when it comes to our own financial situation. Now, of course, different individuals will have different opinions about how that works. I mean, do you take it out, or do you keep it in there? And there is a lot of news also about a bail-in, that it is very possible that banks would actually keep your money. And what's going to happen is that they keep your money and you're limited to how much you can take out. So this has actually raised panic in some individuals. And you will also hear news about people hoarding supplies at this time. Okay, now hoarding baby formulas. I mean, how crazy is that? So it makes you really aware that something is going on and people are preparing for it. They might know something that we don't know. Now, in the midst of all this crisis, okay, there is one voice that I listen to particularly, okay, and this is Warren Buffett. And I know that many of you know about him. He is almost like the granddaddy of investments, and a lot of people listen to him. And he has a very different take on what you should do in this economy. And what he shares is a very practical approach, saying that in the midst of whatever is going on in the world, is that invest in yourself. And what he has indicated is that investing in yourself means maybe acquiring new skills that would still be necessary no matter what is going on in the world, even if things are going crazy. Let's say he even made an example, if you are a doctor who is very good with what you do. I mean, that is a skill that no matter what is happening in the economy, you are necessary and you are important. Just because economy failing or not, people mess up their bodies, people need surgical and medical care, and it is something that will always be there. And if you are a person with a specific skill, if you are a very good mechanic, if you are a very good plumber, your skill will be necessary and essential. And it is a great advantage for people like you who have these very technical skills and very specific, because you will survive and you will be okay. Now, in times like this, there is a positive and a negative side in being a business owner. But if you have been in business for so long and you know where you are, how to run your business, and you're very familiar with the ins and outs of it, you will be okay. Also, in the middle of this economy, lucky for you, real estate investors and homeowners, because you have a physical asset. That physical asset will get you through. Okay, I know it may be a little tough sometimes, but at least you have an asset that is just sitting there. So for you out there, very savvy individuals who have invested in physical assets, and that is either land, buildings, commercial, or residential, you are very fortunate as well, because I know there will be a lot of changes during a market that is really very bad, but in the long run, you will still come out winning. For our young adults who just recently graduated from college and you were able to get a degree that's really going to help you so much with your future, go for it, work it, acquire more skills, go further with your studies, or whatever it is that you need to do to make yourself essential. And just also to share the reason why it prompted me to make a video of this sort, which is a little bit of a tangent from the usual, is that because I talk to my patients every day. They've had the good life. They lived through the depression stages. And they were telling me stories about how they were making their own soap. They were raising cattle. They were raising livestock. They had their own poultry. They were doing everything. They were making their own supplies pretty much. And it is really very interesting to hear them talk about these things and how they survived. And as we know, the Great Depression was a very dark stage in this century. But these people survived, and a lot of them right now are very well off individuals. They have invested in real estate. They are very savvy with stocks, and they were talking to me about stocks, and it is something that they considered, and they are very well off. And mind you, I also do encounter patients that could barely make it, that are still working at 80 years old. But it just gives you an idea that sometimes whatever happens in our life, maybe it's from our decisions, maybe it's from the circumstances that we are subjected to, that affects who we are now and where we are at this time. So if you are one of those who keep abreast with what is going on with the economy, what is going on every day in your communities, I would like to hear what you are doing to prepare and what is your strategy in to survive this economic crisis and what things you have learned in the past, sharing ideas, more like a brainstorming kind of thing, because we are in this together. No one is exempt. We are going to go through the same things, and not just now, but in the next few weeks. I am sure we will experience a lot more. And so there may be times when I would talk about this and just things that happen in my daily journey as well, just as a common folk, navigating through the daily challenges of life. So I think that would be great to just also discuss that here, because it's a reality. And yes, we talk about credit, we talk about business, but trying to get a feel from our community members and what you have experienced and what you can share, I think that would be great. And thank you again for watching this video, and thank you for being patient and just listening to my ramblings about my concern about the economy and what I think about it and what I hear from people. And I just want to learn from others, how they're preparing for it, what they have heard, because we can all learn from that as well. Because after all, life is a journey, not just personal and business credit, but it is our daily life as well. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate you for being a member of this community. And again, I wish you and your loved ones, your family, a very blessed day.